It could be that you're going away on an alpine holiday and you want to get ready for those big long climbs, but you don't live in a steep location where you can get those long consistent climbs over an hour. So here is our guide on how to train for longer climbs. As the saying goes, no pain, no gain. These aren't going to be easy. You're going to get each effort finished, your legs will be burning, heavy, and you'll likely be sweating. So if I haven't already sold it to you as to why you might want to do these, then let's get to it. Now, one of the most important points to maximizing these sessions is a warm-up. You want to do a good 20-minute warm-up. You might already have your own routine, but for these I suggest doing in 10 minutes, quite easy. And in the final 10 minutes, you want to add in a couple of intervals, maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute. And at the end of them, you want to decrease that intensity and just ride mellow so you can get into those intervals and really attack them when the time comes. Now, if you do have a power meter or heart rate monitor, now is the time to use it. For the power, you want to be working towards your FTP, which is your functional threshold power. And for me, that's around 320 watts. You want to be working within that zone, but not too much above it. If you're using a heart rate monitor, then you want to be in zone 7 or 8, which is about 80% of your maximum heart rate. And on the RPE scale, well, that's about 7 or 8. So you're working pretty hard, but you're still working within the oxygen zone. So that's the level of intensity for the efforts described, but what about the recovery zones? Well, you want to be going quite easy, but you want to be active recovery, so you're still riding on the bike, but you're going to be relatively mellow. You're going to be RP of around 2 to 3, heart rate zone in the low 2s, and if you're using your power meter, you want to be in 100 watts to 150 watts. So it's really easy, and you're breathing really easy, and the oxygen is flowing in and out of your system. Using these just to recover. Depending where you live, you might actually find that these efforts will take you to the top of a small descent where you'll be able to ride down as part of your active recovery and create a short loop to maximize not only your gains on the way up, but gains on the way down. It might actually increase your enjoyment, the fact you know you've made it and worked hard to get your descent in. For these efforts, you can do them on the mountain bike, the road bike, or even on the turbo trainer. However, I much prefer doing them on the mountain bike. It gets you out in the fresh air, you get to ride some great trails, and it's how you're going to be doing it when you actually come to riding. So, just do it on your mountain bike. The cool down after these intense efforts is essential, and you want to get at least 10 minutes in. For your heart rate, you want to be in low zone 2, and on the RPE scale, you want to be in 2 to 3, so it's relatively mellow, and you just want to refresh your legs. It'll get rid of that waste product that you've built up from doing the intense efforts. So we've broken down the elements to each session. You've got your warm-up, you've got your intense effort level, you've got your active training zone, and then you've got your cool down. For this video, we're going to cover 2 different sessions that will get you better for longer climbs. The first being that you're going to do that warm-up, you're then going to do 8 minutes of that intense level at your threshold that we talked about earlier in the video. You're then going to do 5 minutes of active recovery, and you're going to do this 3 times over. You're then going to go on and you're going to do your cool down. Right, so that's the first session covered. Now it is worth noting at this point that you don't want to be doing both these sessions on the same day. You perhaps want to do one on the Monday and then one on the Thursday, giving you a few days to recover between each. So for this second session, you want to do a 20-minute warm-up like we talked about before. You're then going to go on and you're going to do a 15-minute effort at that threshold intensity that we spoke about. You're then going to have a 10-minute active recovery, and you're going to do this twice over, and then you're going to have a 10-minute cool down. So that's it for our top tips on how to train for long climbs. For more great videos on GMBN, why don't you click there for a how-to playlist? And if you click down there, you'll get to a training playlist. And as ever, don't forget to subscribe right in the middle. It's free and you get a great video every day of the week.